for the Ember, for the Tiny. What's the answer for Inverse? How do they make the most out of this lane stage?
Oh man, they're gonna have to kill. I mean, that's the only way that they can really play this game out. Like if the Ember and the Puck just don't completely pop off. I mean, the Tiny, not a huge fan of this 4 Tiny, to be honest. I think mid Tiny has been having a lot more success as well. You're playing into the Sonar and the Troll Warlord. Like these heroes, when it gets to the mid game, late game, I really don't think Inverse has any answer to them. Ember is horrible against minus armor. Puck, gonna get bashed one time and die. Wraith King, same thing. Can't really man fight a Troll Warlord either here in this situation. It looks really rough, but if they can somehow just get a bunch of kills early on, I think they can keep themselves in the game.
Oh, that's one of the primary things, right? If you get that early lead, keep momentum going, then you're the ones taking fights on your terms. You're hunting. You're the ones looking for kills, and you can make the tiny tossback plays, the soulbind plays. But at any moment, if Inverse fall behind, then they get run at and just get bulldozed by this Hokori draft. Currently paused up, waiting for the Wraith King to return into the game. So Inverse, another little stand-in here. So another mark against their name.
You know who's not there, right?
No Parker.
No Parker. So we're not going to be seeing no what was that? Witchblade into Assault Cuirass, first
Monkey
item
King,
Monkey Kings, and making games really awkward. Yeah, won't be seeing any of that. So gonna be nice to see what Mr. Gio here on his Wraith King is gonna build. I think Parker last time also had some wonky Wraith King build too, if I recall correctly.
There were 2 or 3 games where we were kind of thinking, hang on, where's his BKB was one of the big questions around Parker. He was allergic to buying Magic Community. And we'll see. Yeah, Wraith King much more straightforward, it feels like, with the item builds, and definitely a hero that you can kind of give to a stand-in and say, here, you know what to do. We'll kind of play around the Wraith King because that's what naturally happens anyway around the item timings. So they've got that going for them. And where are they going to be putting this Ember in the Puck? Is this going to be the mid Ember off-lane Puck? You're fan this melee off-lane pos 3?
Yeah, it's what it looks like. I mean, you got the Puck and the Tiny going off-lane. It should be pretty decent against a Troll, but I think you gotta favor the Ogre Troll lane. There's no doubt about that. Like, if it was a melee offlaner, yeah, it's gonna have an even harder of a time, but Ogre Troll is so strong, you're not really gonna feel too phased about a Tiny and a Puck magic damage Troll. It's just gonna buy like 1 magic stick. That's it. Good enough for the lane. All you have to do is just pop that, bait in the enemy, just man up. This is why I love Troll right now. Actually, I've watched a lot of other regions play, and they value Troll really high. Like, we're talking first phase picks because of how good he is in terms of laning stage and how much he can provide for a team in terms of like late game carry potential too. So it's a hero who, like, mid game he's a bit weak. He just buys Battle Fury, buys Maelstrom, so he's like gonna need a lot of time to get to those items that allow him to fight. But then the early game and late game is like insane for Troll Warlord right now.
Sort of peaks really hard. I guess like you said, he's got that little lull in the mid game. I'm looking at this. I'm wondering who does Tiny kill actually? Ogre, Tusk, Slardar, Troll.
Dude,
they're all so tanky. Like, how do you do anything as this Tiny?
Honestly, the only thing you can do with Tiny nowadays is just like toss back heroes, right? You don't have the big burst damage from the avalanche toss. If you play against Tiny, all you literally have to do, if you're in a public game playing against Tiny, buy a damn fluffy hat. Buy 1 fluffy hat. Literally all it takes.
And then you're
right?
good.
A 250 gold item, and the heroes just counter. Like, he can't kill you, so you gotta depend on others to start the fight, and then you go in and then you like delete somebody, right? Other than that, as a support Tiny, you have to like play off toss back into your team, and then you avalanche play out, do something like that. So there's some potential to like defend high grounds. But other than that, like, I think core Tiny is a lot better. Post 4 Tiny, it takes a really big expert to be able to deal with this. And I would like to give you great news, Gary. The Wraith King has reconnected, and it looks like there's 5 heroes up for Inverse now. Or 5 players up.
Getting underway shortly. And yeah, even looking like towards where the Tiny can move away from his initial lane setup. Mid lane's a Void Spirit that he's going to be trying to gank into. Not the easiest thing. We'll see what he gets done though, as we should be getting underway now. The players call the go. So, game 1. Inverse up against Hokori. Looking for that three-way tie up at the top of Div 2 if Makori can take this series. While Inverse, of course, just battling away. Early 5-man smoke, it looks like. They're all grouped up. Inverse want to make that first move. And this is what they need to do. The first step towards victory, find kills.
Get first blood, and hopefully that first blood goes on to the Ember, because he's the one who, number one, needs to really pop off. Number two is the puck. So these two guys, they're the ones I'm looking at to have a really good time in the early game if Inverse want to have a chance in this game.
But look who they found. It's Gardex Ogre, Avalanche, Wraithfire Blast, Inkswell, Orb. He's down to half HP. They will find him eventually. It's going to take a little longer than expected.
No!
The first blood's coming for the Tiny.
He got Flame Guard level 1. No Sleight of Fist there to steal the last. And they give the kill to the Tiny. So Tiny's going to have a pretty early Tranquil Boots. Not even the puck gained that kill to Sag.
Still holding position up here as well. They really want these bottom bounty runes. Tusk, Slaughter, Void Spirit, all kind of circling. Well, probably get the more southern one. Tusk and Slaughter already in position. And up towards top, yeah, just give me the 2-for-2 trade, it looks like. All things said and done. Another Inkswell does connect on Slaughter. Vitaly losing a lot of HP already, and the Avalanche from Tiny trying to take down this second kill before the laning stage starts. Oh, the Slaughter is going to cut himself through the trees. He's got a salve. Nothing's cancelling it, and the tag team from Tusk slows the Grimstroke down to make sure that Slaughter can get a bit of HP back, but they've got more stuns. There's no Avalanche, no mana for it, and it's on cooldown. So Slaughter does get another crush out, but now Slaughter feels like he's kind of out of the lane at this point.
Yeah,